Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Writing this summer. This video is just going to be a kind of a short intro to the class. It won't be super long, or I'll try and keep it brief anyway. So I'm really excited to be working with you. I just want to tell you a little bit about the purpose of Tech Writing and what we're all doing here. So the reason you all have to take this class is it is an opportunity to communicate the more technical work you do, like in your engineering classes or in other areas, to a wide variety of audiences. So that includes audiences who are less technical than you, maybe peers, also experts in the field and that kind of thing. We're going to focus on communicating with less technical audiences for a lot of the assignments. And that's something that you're going to have to do in the workplace, or even if you do end up going to graduate school and doing academia. I know a lot of the writing that you'll do is going to be more towards peers in your field, but you still have to communicate, here's what we're doing in order to get funding, in order to get, let's say, study participants or something like that. On a more industry level, you have management, you have people who are funding you, you have peers in other groups that aren't as technical, and being able to communicate what you do is a really valuable skill. And to communicate it in a way that is comprehensive, that's detailed, but also that doesn't get too in the weeds. So you want a certain level of detail, but not more detail than they need or want to hear. So we can talk a lot about that as we go through. All of the assignments in this class are geared towards things that you might actually have to do in your jobs outside of college. You're going to get a chance to write a proposal, a short proposal. You're going to get a chance to explain something to different audiences. There's one assignment, and you're going to do it as a group, as a video, where you describe a mechanism and how it works. There is a resume and a cover letter that you're going to work on, so you can actually take those then and use them to go get internships, or you may already be an intern this summer, but to get your next job, to refine that for the next piece. We're going to do a long formal report that has a variety of different possible formats, and you can tailor that to whatever makes sense for you, whatever you're most interested in, and you'll get to see a lot of examples of that, which is really cool. So that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. You're not missing anything in this summer class that your peers who take the 15-week class during a regular semester are doing. You're doing the same work as they are. So this is like a bit of a word of warning, which is this is going to be a pretty busy class. 5 weeks is not a whole lot of time, and you might notice that the paper deadline is actually in week 6, so I've given you a little extra time on the paper. But if you think of it as 6 weeks, it's still not a whole lot of time to do what many of your peers are doing in a more expanded 15-week timeline. Also, though, I'm assuming that many of you have sectioned this time off and you're not taking multiple classes at the same time. If you are, then you're gonna be working extra hard. But really consider, as you're, right now it's the first couple days of class, as you're deciding, do I stay in this? Do I want to do this in this condensed summer session? I think that works really well for some people. As a student, I always really enjoyed doing a condensed summer section. You could really dig into the material. You could sort of be in that zone for that class for a few weeks and kind of immerse yourself in it. So for me personally, I think that summer session being really condensed really helped me thrive as a student. For some people, though, stretching that out over 15 weeks and having multiple classes at the same time is a better decision. So just kind of think about who you are and how you work. But yeah, after these 5 or 6 weeks, you're going to have a really good understanding of different kinds of writing that you might do as an engineer. And you're going to have a lot of practice with it, which is great. The other thing about this class is, I know its official name is technical writing, but actually what it is technical communication. So we're going to get a chance to talk about graphics. You're going to get to do a couple of presentations, one in a group and one as an individual. So you actually get a chance to do some speaking. So it's technical communication is the way I think of the class. There's a really bureaucratic reason why we can't call it technical communication, why it has to have writing in the name. And it's about, I'll share it with you, even though it's a bit of a tangent. Medical schools require that students who are applying have taken at least one class that's a writing class. And if it has writing in the name of it, then they don't have to sort of have all this extra paperwork proving that it's a writing class. But if it doesn't have writing in the name of it, then WashU would have to send like just all this extra paperwork along to the med schools to prove, hey, tech writing is actually a writing class. So we never changed the name. But really, as you think about this class, think of it as technical communication. So a couple things about the way the summer term is going to work. I am a little bit flexible on some of the deadlines. If you do need an extension on something, if you're moving, if you have something going on in your life, you need a couple extra days on something, let me know ahead of time, or let me know as it comes up and we can work that out. But there are deadlines most weekdays. So there's something to do this coming week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And each week at the beginning of the week, I will send you an email that has a list of, hey, here are all the things you have to do this week. Every single thing that you need, every single thing that you're supposed to do for this class is on Canvas with a deadline. So if you, on that home page, which is the syllabus page, if you scroll down to course summary, everything has a date on it. They're all in chronological order. And so you can take a look at all your deadlines and just work through it. And then that's exactly what I'm copying into my weekly announcement, which I'll send out usually the weekend before classes, so around Saturday or so, I'll send a list of, hey, here's everything you have to do next week, Monday through Sunday. So we have classes on Friday for a 1 hour time block. And I understand if some of you have to leave 5 minutes early or get there 5 minutes late because you're in an internship and, it's a workplace, it's fine. But you should plan to be there for most of the hour. And beyond that, you're going to have opportunities to have conferences with me and times where you have to meet with a peer to take a look at each other's work. And so that's the other synchronous stuff, but that's scheduled at your convenience and mine, or at your convenience and your peers. So even if you have like a full day job, there are ways to make sure that, hey, maybe we can meet in the evening, or maybe we can meet over your lunch break. That's actually why I scheduled the class the way I did, is so that it might hit people's lunch breaks. So that's just something to kind of think about. That's a little bit about the scheduling. If you have any questions or concerns, I'm pretty easily accessible. I've invited you to a group me, so once you're in that, then you can text me, you can send me an email. So I'm really easy to find. I respond to emails pretty quickly. So feel free to just ask me questions. I'm pretty approachable. I was gonna introduce myself in this intro video, but I'm actually gonna hang back on that and do it in the discussion where everybody's posting a video introducing themselves. But I'll just give you the brief, I'm Seema Dahlheimer, you can call me Seema part here so that you know that. But head over to the discussion to see a little bit more about me and my background and some of the fun facts about me and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited to be working with you this summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. Last year's summer classes were a blast. We had so much fun. When we do Zoom, keep your camera and microphone on generally. I know sometimes there's noise and the microphones have to go off, but cameras on, please. I got into teaching because I like to see my students' faces. And I think that it's great when we can see each other as well. We can have much more of a valuable discussion. If you're having webcam problems, just let me know. But generally speaking, we'll have our cameras on. We'll do a lot of breakout room stuff. I want us to be able to have a good discussion. And you know how Zoom is with a larger group. It's a little bit harder to have that kind of discussion. So we'll do a lot of breakout room type stuff. It's going to be cool. It's going to be interactive. So I'm looking forward to meeting you all and working with you in this condensed summer session. It's going to be great. Thanks, and I will see you on Friday.